everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution. I figured I would go ahead and show you guys what I'm using for the new Deesa Caves EX levels. How about we just full auto? Alright, so I want to go in and just show you, like, when it comes to EX1, it might seem a little bit intimidating, but if you haven't tried it on full auto yet, definitely do it for one. It's not as hard as I expected, but I'm really glad to see we are able to full auto this. Let me go ahead and I will show you what I'm using. So at least for EX1, I'm not saying for 2 and 3, but for EX1 we are able to full auto. So I wanted to start there. So I did use Carmota, which I don't have the greatest combination for, but I figured Pregor, Moriami, Emma, maybe Emma Azina. I have Botmark in here as well. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to the EX levels, we actually, the basic attacks, or attacks that trigger the basic attacks, can only break the shield. So, Botmark having whatever he hits on his ultimate, it's not going to help break the shield, unfortunately, which is a big bummer for sure, but that's why this is more difficult and a little bit more interesting. But at the very least, if you are looking to just farm the new gear but you don't really care about manualing every single time, which I certainly don't want to do, I really don't want this game to turn into a let's manual everything that's hard content every single day kind of game, because this is supposed to be an idle RPG, and it's been a very good idle RPG, but I don't want it to become too time consuming, because it kind of takes away the whole point of it being this type of game. There's so many, if it wasn't trying to be a true idle RPG, it wouldn't have so many instant skip features, quick skip, end battles, instant arenas, skipping wasteland. If it was trying to be a like more in-depth gacha RPG type game like Raid or something, then we wouldn't have all those features. So I really hope that not too much content requires us to fully to manual. Like, no, I'm sorry, but I don't want to manual every single day. If you guys disagree, I mean, that's you, but I do not want to manual every freaking dungeon every single day. It's hard enough now with Katosi and Triangle, and having like the best gear be under one. That's pretty difficult and not easy to do without manualing either, which is why I haven't even gotten past stage 5 yet, or 4 of the lovely area with Marauder. So, but yeah, you could see that was pretty easy, and it was like, I just used people that I actually already had built. Funny enough, I actually did this earlier, and I recorded a little bit of a different video, and my Botmark had only 3 pieces of gear, and I still beat it. So EX1 is pretty easy with what you would just think you could use for Deesa Caves. But now I think the biggest thing is it's going to be a lot more about attack speed overall to get enough hits to pump out and be able to actually take down. So EX2 and EX3 get a lot harder, but you can absolutely use some budget teams. If you want to see something that's a little less triple S hero heavy, and you're looking to just try to do EX1 to get some of the new sets, as they suggest here, Xander is definitely an option as well. Botmark, you could use Taylor, and you could see here, people are doing that. So this is a pretty budget team down here. We've got Masrani and Emma, Taylor, Xander, Botmark. That's very likely a team, which is actually it's a team I had on my free-to-play account, that someone that with only an account that is 1 month old, 2 months old, might actually have. So this is a pretty logical set of champions to try to use, or heroes to try to use here, if you don't have all the higher levels. So this is fun. As you can see, all of these Taylor, Botmark, Xander, Taylor, Botmark, Xander, along with Emma in here as well, is definitely a good option. You don't need to have the new champion, and to be fair, I keep calling her champion now. I'm playing new games that call them champions instead of heroes. It's getting very confusing. Anyway, you can see just by looking at the strategies that you don't need her to be in everything. Of course, now this one is showing her in everything as I say that, but it's not necessary. You can get by with like Pregor and Moriami being used as well, just depending on your lineup. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and set up a lineup for doing the harder stages and see how we do. I'm not looking forward to manualing this, but you know what? At the end of the day, I am going to probably beat these once. If I can't do them on full auto, well, I'm not going to do them again. I'm just going to go back here and farm it at EX1, and it is what it is. I don't even care if the chances are a lot better. Meh. I guess I can't see that until I complete it. But yeah, all right. I'm going to go make a team, and I'm going to come back and show you guys what I got. And I did have success at EX2 with almost the same team, but I've got to show you, we did have to make an adjustment. So EX2 here, 30 seconds, no problem, full auto. I was experimenting with different people, and I tried bringing in some of this, like the ones that people used, like Taylor and Botmark as well. And you know what? The Emma Azina, Prigor Moriyami, and Nord seemed like a really solid combo, but it just wasn't quite cutting it. So I did decide to be like, all right, fine, let's go build the new girl. So I built the new girl, and she's in here. So we do have all of them in Gluttony, and then Nord is at the front in Madness. Not Madness, sorry, Marauder gear. So I tried this a few times with a different prototype, but it was really using Fifth Element, which I just recently got, that helps to boost attack speed here as well. This is what helped me to complete it. Now, I really don't know the best for if you don't have, let's see, I mean, it's probably just these for sake of attack. But this is hard content, guys, and I don't think it's going to be very easy for everybody to full auto it, but I'm just trying to show you my teams where I'm having success. So let me go ahead and show you this. Again, Nord is in Marauder, and then everyone else is in Gluttony with attack percentage. Oh, but so the new girl, I did go ahead and put in a mixed set for her. She has an attack speed boot, one of the newer sets from the Katosian Triangle, right? That can land attack speed as the main stat for the boot. So she's there with attack speed of like 360 attack speed actually. So we're able to full auto, literally everything is turned on, and we don't have to worry about holding our ultimates for the right times and all that for this one as well. So this is actually really fun to see. I was trying to do it with like Emma Azina, Prigor Moriyami, and I tried bringing in like Masrani instead or Rez instead, but in the end, this comp, which was close to what I was originally using for the first one, this ended up working the best. I had Botmark in there too, but again, I tried a few things, and this just seemed to be the best comp so far that I could actually full auto. I was able to get some other ones to almost work, but I had to manual. But in the end, I think Moriyami boosting her, and then Azina, Emma are just such a great combo together as well. But yeah, again, I can't remember if I said that at the beginning of this video or not, but sorry not sorry. This is gonna be more end game looking content, just showing what my composition is. I'm not really trying to be budget friendly for this video because this is not budget friendly content. It's new content that's supposed to be hard. So I honestly don't think there's a need to try to be, I don't want to say budget friendly because you can get all these characters 100% free to play. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, Odd One Gaming is a good example. He's my husband who also games and has played this since he started just before me. We ended up restarting on the same server way back in August. And he doesn't spend in this game at all, and he's not in the content creator program getting any perks, and he has almost every character in the game now. He's only missing like one or two. He did not get the new girl. But it doesn't take spending, it just takes time and effort. And full auto, guys. Full auto. With everyone in Gluttony. So we can full auto stage 3. Oh my god, I'm so relieved. You have no idea. I was really, really stressing about the idea of having to manual. Because I just don't want that in this game. For some things, sure, but for daily content, I don't want to manual in this game. If I did, I would go play Raid Shadow Legends instead and do some harder content. Oh wait, never mind. You can full auto that stuff too, usually. Never mind. Bad example. But yeah, anyway, I I'm really happy with that team. It worked really. I'm surprised it's not one of the... Nobody had that here, did they? No. I'm surprised that wasn't one of the composition that showed as one of the suggested lineups, honestly. But I was trying to get Pregor in there, and I was trying to do stuff without the new girl, without Riserris. I keep calling her the new girl, without Riserris. But I think at the end of the day, her attack speed just lends itself well to the Deesa Caves EX stages, where you just need to pump out a ton of attacks because we can't take advantage of those big ultimates with a ton of multi-hitters for the shields anymore. And then for 2 and 3, having 2 bosses, her skill that allows her to target 2 different characters at the same time instead is really helpful as far as how she attacks the enemies. So let me just briefly show you what I'm working with. I have, again, I have Emma in Gluttony with accuracy, so she has over 100 attack, or sorry, 100, she has over 100 accuracy once you add in her base accuracy as well. That's very important for Emma's kit. Don't forget she kind of needs that for her mini bombs. Where is that? Right here. She needs that. Look at her passive. Nord, I just have in whatever Marauder I've had, which I finally got a decent set. His crit rate's a little low, but hopefully I've got some better gear to throw in there more recently that I need to roll up still. So he's just kind of in Marauder, how I normally build him. We have no Masrani in there. We had no Rez in there. We just had Nord, actually, which is fun to keep using him in some of this end game content type stuff. Pregor I was trying to use in Gluttony, but it did not work for this boss. But if you don't have Riserris, you certainly can full auto like I showed with some other compositions. I mean, for the first one, EX1, just do EX1 if you can't do the higher stages. At least you can get the new gear if that's what you're trying to do. But I also need to do a big disclaimer because you know what I realized? Oops, we're in our bag, right? Let's manage our gear. So I still have a decent bit to manage. I've been doing better at crunching, but Deesa Caves, we now can get this Zephyr gear, right? So this is actually something fun. I might try to use this if I can, instead of the gear that's on my Riserris right now. But if it's working, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I don't think I need to worry about it. But if you are trying to get this new attack speed gear to try on all your hunters and stuff now, or the blessed gear, you can get it through smelting. And this, everything is like all the changes that they're making, I think can actually pop in here too. So that's just really nice to see that we could smelt it already, even if you don't have the ability to go ahead and farm a whole bunch of it. But let me go back and show you my other, oh yeah, I did have, so I had Emma and Azina. My Azina is in just attack-based Gluttony gear as well. They're all kind of built very similarly, and same thing with her. She's an attack percentage Gluttony set, but I do have her with attack speed boots, so she gets a big attack speed boost right here with that 100 attack speed. And it worked. I'm definitely not going to change it. It worked. If that's the only thing I'm using her for right now is Deesa Caves EX3, then she's staying as she is because it ain't broken. So we're leaving it as is. I'm happy to see that. And I'm also just, yeah, using this for the sake of a little bit extra attack speed, attack percentage, mixed set. Who cares? It's working. But hope you guys appreciated seeing my little example of my build for what worked for me. I'm not sure what other content creators are using exactly, but after playing around, that just seemed to be my most successful and easy full auto, thank goodness, team for EX Deesa Caves.